Dixon. We're broadcasting live out of Toronto, Canada, powered by GBKM FM radio. I'm in studio this morning. Fantastic, sunny, beautiful Saturday in Toronto, Ontario. For those of you who are in Toronto, I want to give you an extra special shout out today. Or if you're listening from anywhere within Canada, I want to give you an extra special shout out because we just wrapped up our long weekend last weekend, celebrating once again Canada's national birthday. 151 years of independence, and we're still buzzing off of that weekend. What an absolutely fabulous weekend we had here in Canada. So many reasons to be happy, so many reasons to be proud, and I'm sure that today's show is going to elevate some of those reasons why as well. So make sure you stay locked in today. Make sure you stay tuned in. I've got a double whammy show for you today. For those of you who don't necessarily follow on social media, don't worry about it. There's so many events happening this weekend that GBKM has officially endorsed. We decided to bring you all of the information through my introductory on the show this morning. So buckle up your seatbelts and get ready. We're going to have a wild ride today. I've got a whole slew of events scheduled to talk to you about that's coming up in my next segment. But of course, once again, before we start our show, let's go through our pleasantries and thank the people that have us in the powerful positions that we are in currently right now as a platform, as a media house. That's what we can proudly say right now. GBKM FM is a media house. It's the media go-to house for all of your social media needs, advertising, promotions, live from location broadcasts. You got it all handled right here under one roof with GBKM FM radio. So let me thank my sponsor for giving me the opportunity to air another show today on the GBKM FM platform, and that would be Blue Flame. Blue Flame Heating, Cooling, and Mechanical. Blue Flame Heating, Cooling, and Mechanical are heating and cooling specialists located right here in the GTA, specializing in hot water tanks, heaters, furnaces, air conditions, gas fitting, and so much more. Provide residential as well as commercial services 7 days a week, and they boast a 24-hour emergency service provided by the CEO himself, Mr. Neville Hall. For any of your home or commercial needs, please contact the Blue Flame Heating, Cooling, and Mechanical Company at 647-881-5111. That's 647-881-5111. And don't forget to mention that you heard about them on the Ordinary People Show so that you can receive your additional 10% discount. We also want to give recognition to New Era Communications, of course. New Era Communications is a leading professional speaking platform, again, located right here in the GTA, providing professional sales training and business development for sales reps and entrepreneurs. If you're looking to increase your bottom line and train your sales force to increase revenue and give you better exposure in the marketplace, contact New Era Communications.ca. Also, New Era Communications is currently recruiting for this year's Meet the Motivators professional speaking event that is scheduled to take place in September. If you'd like to join this year's crew of professional speakers at this year's event, please contact New Era Communications.ca. That's New Era Communications.ca. So guys, I just want to take a quick moment out to tell you about my attire. If you notice, I got the white hat on, of course, and I got the red t-shirt. Notice the red t-shirt, of course, GBKM FM. GBKM FM is going to be out and about the city today and tomorrow. We're going to be everywhere, but nowhere in specific. Reason is because we've got so much ground to cover, so many events that we will be providing you content from, starting with, as we all know, this weekend, very special weekend in Toronto. Afrofest is happening. We all know that that is taking place. It's a 2-day event. You've been hearing us talk about it, starting today at 11 a.m., I believe, and they're going to go until 12 p.m. tonight and tomorrow as well. So we will certainly be passing through there to give our shout outs and say hello. If you do see us, don't hesitate to come and give us a chat, and we'd love to talk to you. The other major event that's coming up in the city, of course, is another GBKM endorsed event. This is a huge one, guys. We are going to be the media house for this event as well. So we will be covering everything from the red carpet to the commercials, the interviews of all the top artists that are going to be coming into town, and all of the marketing that is necessary to promote the Lions and Lionesses of Toronto Leo Birthday Bash. This is going to be held on August the 17th at 1000 Finch. This is a national event center. What an outstanding, classy venue. It's going to be decorated to the nines as we welcome into town for the Lions and Lionesses Birthday Bash none other than the legendary Glen Washington himself, renowned reggae artist and legend. Glen Washington will be in town, ladies and gentlemen, headlining that show. Also headlining that show will be none other than the most funniest guy that we know in Canada right now, Mr. J. Martin himself. Mr. J. Martin will be there along with a rising reggae Canadian star, Mr. Herbie Fabulous, Laser Current, Tony Springer, and so much more. DJ Cool will be emceeing, and a number of other outstanding guests will be there that night. Come and enjoy yourself with us. Come and talk to us on the red carpet. GBKM will be hosting the red carpet as well as broadcasting live for you as well. For tickets, don't hesitate to contact GBKM FM, and we will instruct you as to what ticket outlet is the closest to you. There are a number of ticket outlets throughout the city. I believe Epiphany Bar and Lounge at 55 Beverly Hills, definitely a sponsor and ticket outlet. We've got the Slam Restaurant and Grill. Big shout out to Mina over at the Slam Restaurant and Grill on Keele Street. They're a ticket outlet as well. Number of sponsors also to recognize: Mr. Fresh, Blue Flame Heating and Cooling, and so many more. And once again, guys, that's going to be August the 17th. Stay locked to GBKM FM to find out the details of that event and get yourself lined up to potentially win some free tickets. Tickets start at only $40 for general admission, $85 for VIP, comes with complimentary refreshments, and $125 for your all-inclusive everything included price of $125 for the VVIP. So it's definitely a great bargain for your buck. A huge event, once again, these are only GBKM events. Our program coordinators, our marketing team, our production team, they are so busy on the road 6 out of 7 days a week. The next event that we want to make sure that you are aware of, and we will be happy to welcome you on the red carpet, is the Vigor Awards. This is the Vigor Awards coming to Toronto for the very first time. GBKM is the official media house for this outstanding award ceremony, which will take place September the 7th. And I want you to stay tuned. I'm going to give you some more information on this throughout the course of the show today. Reason is because there's so much to share with you in regards to this, and I will probably get the producer in on this later on when I go to talk about this more extensively, because GBKM is so heavily involved as the official presenters of this award. But it's an outstanding evening that is going to be recognizing who else? ordinary people doing extraordinary things. And you know, and I know that that is what we stand for here on the Ordinary People Show. We recognize, appreciate, and elevate ordinary people that are doing extraordinary things. How do you go from ordinary to extraordinary? Let me tell you, it's really simple. Stop talking about the things that you want to get accomplished in life and start doing it. And that's how you move from ordinary into extraordinary. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a blockbuster show for you today. I've got a double whammy, as I said. I've got two guests that are going to be in studio with me shortly. My first guest, as you might remember, Lucy Guerrero. Lucy Guerrero is going to stop by very, very shortly to tell us about her experience on the campaign trail. If you remember, we interviewed Lucy as a candidate for MPP here in Toronto. And she was a candidate that was representing the Trillium Party. The Trillium Party of Ontario. We had the distinct pleasure of being able to interview the leader of the Trillium Party, as they did take part in the Black Community Leaders Debate. Everybody remembers that, I'm sure, because you know that what? Yours truly, GBKM FM. Once again, we were the official media outlet for that outstanding event. And I keep wanting to correct the record every time I see the record stating that there were three debates for premier this year. There were not three debates, there were four. And the very first debate took place at the JCA, which is 995 Era Road. Big shout out to Odama Patterson and the team over at the Jamaican Canadian Centre for hosting the very first provincial premier's leadership debate that spoke to the Black community. And this is where we were so proudly accepting of being introduced to the Trillium Party and the leader of the Trillium Party. And Lucy was a representative and still is, my understanding, a member of the Trillium Party. So she's here today to tell us about her journey, and we're going to get her on right after my first commercial break to hear what happened during the election process, where she's at today, what her future plans are, and what we can expect in the Ward 7 district now that it's being represented by a new MPP. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so happy to be here with you today on this sunny, beautiful day in Toronto. Once again, repping my GBKM FM t-shirt and my attire that I will be boasting all around the city today as we pass by a number of events in order to recognize what the promoters are doing for the city, the community, and of course the organizers. We want to show our support for them, but most of all, we want to show our support for you. Every time we get an opportunity to mingle with you, we are there. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. We're going to take our first commercial break, and right after the break, we're going to bring on Lucy to bring us updated with the Trillium Party. Thank you for tuning in today. We'll be right back.
Greater Liberation City and Christ Akafa World Outreach Ministries Co-op present a 3-day supernatural crusade tagged Prophetic and Miracle Conference 2018. Theme: Sound of Abundance Season 13. Ministering: Dr. Chris Akafa. Date: Monday 16th to Wednesday 18th of July 2018. Time: 4 p.m. Venue: Paparazzi Event Center, 10 Dance Court Unit 8, Etobicoke, Ontario, M9W, 5TB, Canada. Jesus is Lord. Greater Liberation City and Christ Akafa World Outreach.
It's the Vigor Awards.
Vigor International.
The Vigor Awards.
Vigor Awards.
Vigor Awards.
Vigor Award International.
It's the Vigor Awards International.
It's a celebration.
We celebrate the unsung hero.
Are you a hero?
Will you be there?
Do you know a hero?
We might be at your neighborhood next.
Hi, my name is Deepak Anand. I am MPP designate from Mississauga, Malton.
Nominate the unsung hero in your community.
we could be coming to you next.
Be there. I want all the politicians, community leaders, the activists, the everyday ordinary people doing extraordinary things just to bless other people.
I like the idea.
This is the Vigor Awards International.
Support the Vigor Awards.
I support Vigor Awards International.
Celebrating the everyday people doing extraordinary things in our community.
The Vigor Award is coming to your community next.
Be there.
My name is Pascal Atoma, and I support the Vigor Awards International Canada.
My name is Queen Belave Oloto, and I'm the ambassador for Vigor Award International Toronto, Canada, and I endorse this message.
My name is Queen Amina and I endorse this message.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, and welcome back. Thank you for tuning in today to the Ordinary People Show. For those of you who are just tuning in for the first time, I want to give you my big shout out. Hello. Hope you're having a fantastic weekend in the T-Dot. And as I mentioned earlier in the first segment of the show, there's so much to talk about today. So many places, so many events happening throughout the city. And GBKM, I'm all decked out in my GBKM attire because as we make it through all of these events, so I want to make sure that if you do get the opportunity to see me and I get the opportunity to see you, we say hello. So don't hesitate to come up and approach us. Say hello so we can know who you are if you are a regular GBKM FM listener or viewer. As I said before the break, guys, I've got a double whammy show for you today. My first segment of my show will consist of an interview with my one and only, she's my girl now, her and I are really good friends. We go back a long way. Lucy Guerrero. And Lucy Guerrero, for those of you who don't remember, I'm sure most of you do though, but I'll refresh your memory. She was a candidate for MPP in Ward 7, which is where the GBKM station is located in Toronto. And she was representing a party that we got to know and love very dearly throughout this past election season. It's called the Trillium Party of Ontario. And I'm so totally impressed with the makeup of that team and their resilience and their determination that I just took a special liking to that whole entire platform. And Lucy was one of the candidates, as I said, running for the position of MPP. So now the election process has concluded. We have a new premier, and we also have quite a few new MPPs.
That's right.
That are going to Queen's Park for the very first time. Lucy was so gracious enough to come back to the show and talk to us about her experience in running as a candidate and also the outcome of the election itself and what we can potentially look forward to now that we've had such a major change in government. So everybody, let's welcome once again our candidate for the Trillium Party, Lucy Guerrero, and our good friend. Hello, good morning, Lucy. How are you?
Hi, Jacqueline. Thank you for having me here. I'm excited. I'm fantastic, actually. This weather, you cannot be anything better with this weather.
Oh, thank goodness. Well, the heat wave has subsided.
Yes.
We've got a little bit of a breeze coming through now. Sunshine,
Yep.
Continuous sunshine in Toronto.
Like I say, nobody can complain after the winter we had.
No, I don't think we can. No one's complaining over here.
That's right.
Nobody over here. No.
Definitely.
So Lucy, you're back, and I'm excited to have you back.
Thank you.
You know, we spent some time together over the last few months, and it seemed like we spent years together. I mean, we got to know each other quite well as a result of your ambition to represent the Ward 7 district as MPP under the Trillium Party's banner. And I want you to please share with us your journey, your experience after throwing your hat in the ring. And then, of course, we can talk about the outcome and then what we have to look forward to. So please, if you could just take the opportunity to share with us your experience.
Yes, well, thank you for having me here again. And it's true, we have developed a really great friendship. And I must say that the experience for me was fantastic. It was an amazing experience. I don't think I would have done anything different. Maybe, start earlier. Definitely would have been, I think, a help for myself. But I think that this journey was fantastic. It actually helped me. It allowed me to meet some very interesting people. Allowed me also to see that, you know what, you don't really have to have like they say, a certain background or a certain even professional background or anything like that to run in politics or run in anything that maybe you want to do. I think you just have to have your heart and the desire to really want to make a difference, to really want to help and represent people, whether it be a team, whether it be in politics, whether it be in any business you do. Really kind of walk with the people. That's what I think. And for me, it was fantastic.
Wow. So, Lucy, from the time when you threw your hat in the ring, I remember my first conversation with you was so interesting. And I said, like, where do you start? Where are you going? Are you going door to door? How are you getting to the people? How are they getting to know you? And one of the things I remember very vividly that you mentioned was that you start your day pretty well every morning at Jane and Shepherd in the coffee shop.
Yes.
That there's a coffee shop there that you would take
That's
the
right.
opportunity to talk to the constituents in every morning, and everyone got kind of familiar with
I
you being
think
there.
for me it was very different. I didn't really believe. I mean, I did the door to door because, of course, that's something that that they tell you should do and all that. But for me, I think the biggest impact that I did for myself, and I think for the people that I met as well, was being part of their environment. So I'd go to the coffee shops. I mean, I'd be at a gas station. I'd be talking to somebody at the gas station. I would say, hey, this is who I am, Yeah, and I wouldn't even tell them who I am. I'd ask them how they are and, how long they've been living here, what do they feel about the area and things like that. And then I would, introduce myself of who I am and all that. And I found that people were very, very, receptive of it. They really, really liked that. They said, you're very different. The other ones don't come to the coffee shops and talk to us or just talk on the street. But that's the personality that I have. So that's who I am. And I mean, it's my environment. It's my area. So, why would I not do that? So for me, I found that was, I think that was the best thing that I did.
Right.
And I met a lot of amazing people.
So, Lucy, you spent a lot of days, a lot of nights on the campaign trail. You pounded the pavement. You did the door-to-door knocking. Did you feel that you made some inroads? Do you feel that you had an impact? Did you become known? Because, I mean, the area that you were trying to penetrate was a stronghold, a liberal stronghold,
Yes.
and you and I know for Lord God knows how long.
That's right. Yeah.
It was under the Scroll dynasty.
Yep.
For so many years. Do you feel that you made an impact and any inroads at all?
I think I did. You know what? I knew that going in there, it was going to be a tough one. I knew that it was going to be a tough one, but that did not stop me. Good. And I feel I did because people, from what I was hearing from people were saying they don't come out and talk to us. Yeah, before elections, and then all of a sudden they're gone.
Right.
So for me, I really enjoyed it. And another way I did, and a lot of people knew. I mean, I've been driving for Uber too.
Right.
So I had mentioned that to you, right? So for me, I'm a people person. So for me, every time I'd pick somebody up from the area, I'd start chatting with them, and they were so happy to hear that somebody that is. That has a day-to-day kind of like they do, where they have to go to work, they have to do whatever it takes to make ends meet, is actually running for a position that is supposedly supposed to be a, how would you say it, a high, a person of a high standard. You know what I mean? There's something like, I can't think of the word right now, but it was nice to get that. And people would say, oh my gosh, you mean to tell me that I might just see you as my MPP being my Uber driver? So it was nice. It was really nice. So I connected with real people.
Fantastic.
That's what I loved.
Tell us about the debate process. Now you, of course, you did all the groundwork and the door knockings and all the conversations, whether it was in the Uber or whether it was in your, in the coffee shops. There were some debates that were held in the district, I understand.
Yes.
Can you tell us about that process, that experience, and how you think you fared? I know that I attended one of them, which I was completely impressed on with your ability to stand toe to toe with these other candidates and speak your mind so eloquently. But tell us about that experience.
I must say it was the first time. Like, it's the first time that I'm running. It was the first time me being part of a debate. I was very fortunate to be part of it. A lot of us candidates in the Trillium Party were being blocked for any debates from any of the ridings. So I was very fortunate. So when I got the opportunity, I jumped on it right away. I said, I'm there. How would you say? I mean, it's something new. It's something different. But I was ready, no matter how is. I figured, you know what? I'm just going to speak from my heart, how I really feel and what I really want to do. And that's exactly what I did. I mean, yeah, there's a little bit of nerve-wracking because it's something, the first thing you do. But I found that when I was sitting at the table, that's when I was going like, here comes the next question, right? But as soon as I got the mic, I just felt like, it was, like how they say is just pretend nobody's in the room and speak.
Right.
It was kind of one of those things where, like I just felt so comfortable, and I was actually pretty happy with the results.
You did well. I thought you did well.
Thank you.
I believe that the turnout was quite good as well. I was very, very surprised with that. So the other candidates, I believe there were 4 candidates there the night. That evening was yourself, the representative for the NDP party, the lady Deanna Scrow, and the PC candidate as well.
That's right. Yeah.
So,
and I mean, they've all had experiences in doing debates. So this was my first. So I, from seeing the way each one participated in the debate, I think overall I did pretty good. Yeah.
I think you did very, very well as well. And again, I'm going to reiterate that. But one of the reasons why I'm really emphasizing this is because this show is called Ordinary People Can Do Extraordinary Things. And I just want to let you know that I think you are an excellent example of what the messaging of this show is all about. Yeah. That you were willing to speak truth to power. You didn't have any hidden agenda. You were just a person who decided to stop talking about the changes that you'd like to see in your community and start to action the, put your words to action to make a difference. And that is, in my personal opinion, why you fared so well and you were so well received. But let's talk about the election outcome now. So we know that this was a liberal stronghold for the longest time. Yep. But it's no longer a liberal stronghold. No. What happened?
I think it was just people were just tired of everything that had to do with the Liberal Party in general. And I think there was a couple of things too that I think was a little bit against Deanna Scrow. And unfortunately was mentioned as well in there, which I don't think it was a place that it should have been mentioned during the debate. But I think really it was just the overall people not being happy anymore with where the Liberal Party has taken us. And as you know, many of these, being part of the big three that we call it, which is the 3 parties, you don't really represent the people. You represent is the party.
The party.
So you kind of get connected to whether you can be offering, whether you want to do certain things and your heart is really truly in there. You're really not people are not looking at you as the person, but are looking at you as really the party. And I think that is the reason why there was such a big change.
Well, I was so fortunate enough to be able to get in one of the questions at that debate. Yes. And I was very pleased to see that the audience received the question very, very well. They were impressed with it. And my question was simply this to the candidates. We've been around politics long enough to know that the term party politics is alive and well. And party politics speaks to the fact that the party will make a decision generally from the higher levels, and all of the members of the party have to toe that line. That's right. And they have to vote with that thought process and make their decisions have to be in line with the party leaders' decisions. And I personally felt that the Ward 7 district, like I'm sure many other districts out there, have some unique attributes, some specific needs that need to be addressed differently.
That's right.
Yeah. And as a result of that, I thought that they would need a representative that would be prepared to stand up for the needs of that that district and that community, regardless if it falls in line with the party leader.
Exactly.
And my question was, which one of the candidates here would be prepared to do that if they were forced to? And it was interesting because nobody other than yourself was able to say unequivocally, without a shadow of a doubt, I would, if I had to, vote against my party's platform or wishes if it served the interest of my community best.
Yes.
And everybody else kind of, worked around it. So that tells me a lot about the Trillium Party. Is that the thinking process in the Trillium Party?
That's actually one of the mandates we have. So we do not believe in the whipped votes like the other three parties, which basically you have to do what the party says. Whether it's good for your riding or not, you have to do whatever. We believe that every riding is different. Every riding has their own needs. The people that live there have different needs and maybe a different riding. Like, for example, here we have more, in our riding, we have, like I say, more hardworking families. I mean, not hardworking families, but we struggle day to day. You go to maybe, the area of, Bathurst and Wilson, in that area, there's people with $1 million homes over there, as opposed to here. So our needs here are going to be very different what the needs are over there. So as a party, we believe in democracy, first of all, and believe that we have to, if we get elected, we have to represent the people, not a party. That's why every time when we go to a debate, and I said, I will stand up and I will go against the party leaders, and I will vote against, if I have to, in in Parliament, against a bill that everybody wants to pass, because I know that it's not going to be good. The advantage that we have too is if being part of the Trillium Party and being able to represent the people the way they need to be represented, is we can actually hold referendums. So if there is something that they're going to be bringing into the area and they're that they want to do here, I can actually hold a referendum and say, no, wait a second, you know what? I got to check with everybody who's elected me in my community, see if that's what they want, which is something that the others cannot do, because you just have to do with whatever they say. It's either vote yes if they want you to vote yes, or get reprimanded and eventually maybe lose your job, So that is the three parties. We're very different. We actually have to sign something, a mandate, saying that we will represent the people in our community and not the party, and go against them if we have to.
Wow. Fantastic. You really have to applaud a party that would structure themselves in that manner. And this is why I so endorse the thinking